Zamani, my child, you must understand your heritage. Your father, Bafana, descends from Chief Bekizizwe, a man of immense wealth and power.
I know, Mama. It's an honor to be part of such a prestigious family. How I wish that Uncle Bafana had accepted me as his daughter.
But, my dear, you should know the truth about how things unfolded. Bafana married your Aunt Zodwa and had children with her.
Your mother, Manga here, requested to go to the city with them. When they took her to the city, Manga had different plans. She was envious of her sister's wealth and yearned to be Bafana's second wife.
It's not envy, it's about securing a better future for us.
Bafana followed ancestral traditions but claimed to be saved. Rumors spread of an affair, and Zamani here was born. Bafana, however, never acknowledged Zamani as his child.
I have heard this story over and over again throughout my life. Why do you keep reminding me of that wealthy man who refused to take responsibility for me, his child? He momentarily put his guard down and had an affair with my mother. I was unfortunately the product of the affair. His mistake and subsequent rejection of me resulted in a life of poverty and hardship for me.
Believing that being younger than my sister, Zodwa, the wife of the man, would lead him to leave her for me, I thought he loved me. In the worst-case scenario, I hoped to be his second wife, securing a portion of his wealth. Unfortunately, he chose his wife over me, and I was expelled from his home with a child, shattering my expectations for a secure future.
I hate that man, and I particularly hate his wife, my Aunt Zodwa. I deserve the life that my alleged dad gave to his daughter, Amal. Everything Amal has was supposed to be shared between us.
My plan backfired. Throughout your life, bitterness brewed in your heart. You believed you were entitled to Bafana's wealth. On the other hand, your father and I tried to force Bafana to marry you, but he refused. We tried to get him to pay for allegedly getting you pregnant, but he denied the pregnancy. In our greed, we did all we could do to try and get Bafana to send us a monthly allowance so that we could take better care of Zamani, but again he refused, and that strained the relationship further. We were consumed with hate, envy, the love of money, and greed. However, all of our plans proved futile. Today, we know that you had several affairs in the city and you probably tried several times to entice Bafana, and one day you succeeded. Your devious plan was to usurp everything that belonged to your older sister, Zodwa, and probably get her kicked out of the house, but the Lord was on Zodwa's side, and instead you returned to the village with a baby. Evil spirits, mother. The evil spirits from my family and Bafana's were at work. I think I became poorer after I returned to the village. I just wish I had focused more on my studies. Maybe my life would have turned out better than it did. What I tried to do to my sister, Zodwa, was done to me. Someone else took my poor ex-husband away from me. Now, I live with a man who is so poor that I come to my mother's house to ask for food. Never mind the fact that he infected me with a virus.
So, am I not a descendant of Chief Bekizizwe?
You are, but our journey has been different. It's time to face our reality and build our own path.
No, Mother, it's my birthright to get a share of Bafana's wealth. I am sure that if he didn't fear his wife so much, and if I had been a boy, he would have taken me under his wings. I have made it my life's mission to usurp Bafana's wealth from his wife and children. I deserve it since I have suffered a lot in this life. I will exact my revenge on that family, one way or another.
If that happens, I will finally enjoy Bafana's wealth. Also, all of my sister's children are incredibly successful and wealthy. If Zamani manages to infiltrate the family, then I will do whatever it takes to get those kids to support me financially. I won't allow anyone to break my home. I support my husband, and if he says he didn't do it, I believe him.
But Zodwa, they say Bafana had an affair with Manga. Zamani is his child.
I don't care what they say. My marriage is intact, and I won't entertain such accusations.
Zodwa, why won't you let Bafana take a second wife if that's the case? Share the wealth, share the responsibilities.
I won't share my husband. This is my home, and I won't let anyone destroy it. If Manga wanted a wealthy man, she should find her own.
Zodwa, you're being unreasonable. Zamani is your niece.
I don't care. I won't let anyone manipulate my marriage. If Bafana wanted Manga, he would have married her.
See what the cat dragged in.
I didn't manipulate anything. I just wanted a better life for my daughter.
Your evil heart won't break my home. I won't go back to suffering in the village. If Bafana doesn't want you and Zamani, so be it. You better find your own man. I have forgiven you for all the pain you caused us, but we're enemies now. Now get out of my house and don't ever come back.
Manga, I thought I told you to never step your foot here again. What do you want? You heard your sister. Now, get out of our home. I never accepted you or your daughter years ago, and I certainly won't accept her now. You're a snake, you forget that we now know your true colors. You're a manipulative and evil woman. Get out of here now. I don't want to see you or your child here again. Nonsense. Are you the first woman to fall pregnant out of wedlock? Go out there and work hard so that you can take care of yourself and your daughter, instead of always depending on others, or trying to usurp other people's wealth.
I am leaving.
My love, you look so sad. This is why I don't want your family to visit our house. They steal your joy and inner peace.
It is well. God is in control. I choose to focus on positive things and surround myself with people that I feel at peace around. All that Manga and Zamani stuff is in the past now. I choose to rejoice at all times. I will always love you, Bafana.
Yes, I will always love you, Zoe.
My cousin Amal was brought up in a mansion. She seems to have it all. Good grades, beauty, everything.
Why don't you focus on your own path instead of trying to be like her?
It's not that easy. Look at us. She's supposed to be my cousin, and half-sister, but we're so different. I can't even get good grades.
Maybe she's not your half-sister. Cause if she were, the two of you would look alike. Anyways, pure worth isn't determined by grades or looks. Maybe you need to find your own path.
Easy for you to say. Amal walks with the Lord, and everything falls into place for her.
Maybe it's not about copying her, but finding your own faith.
Faith. The Lord has failed me. Look at my life.
Maybe your definition of fatherhood needs to change. It's not just about biology, it's about love and guidance.
But Bafana is my father.
Your father is the person who chooses to love and raise you. The way I see it, your grandpa is more of a father to you than anyone else in your life. Maybe it's time to focus on that.
I never thought about it that way.
And blaming others won't change your circumstances. Sometimes, we need to take responsibility for our choices. No one owes you anything. You can't force people to love or accept you. It's a waste of time. Also, you are not the first nor last child that doesn't know her father, or who has been rejected by him. Focus on things that you can change and don't waste your life trying to force your alleged father to accept you, so that you can get a portion of his wealth. You've spent years plotting how you will usurp your alleged father's wealth from all of his children instead of focusing on creating your own wealth. If you're not careful, you'll end up in jail. Unless you repent, your wicked plans will surely land you in jail. Surely, the love of money is the root of all evil.
Stop judging me, you don't understand my situation.
Shush.
Zodwa thinks she's better than us just because she has some wealth.
It's not fair. We've been stuck in poverty for generations.
If she won't share, we'll find a way to bring her down. Envy can be a powerful motivator.
But Zodwa always seems to be a step ahead. How do we even compete?
We'll spread rumors, make her question her husband, create chaos.
If she won't share, we'll make her fall.
Isn't that wrong? Maybe we should focus on improving our own lives.
Zadwa doesn't deserve what she has. We'll make sure she pays for it.
I don't know about this, Manga.
We need what she has. If she won't willingly help us, we'll find a way to take it from her. I made sure that my daughter grows up hating her and Zadwa. I poisoned her heart against that family. I am sure that my Zamani will destroy Zadwa when she least expects it. Mark my words.
Unknown to them, Zodwa continued to prosper, guided by her faith in the strength that came from within.
If only I had the opportunities Amal had, I would have excelled in school.
Zamani, you were given an opportunity to get an education. Why didn't you make good use of the opportunities you were given instead of focusing on what you don't have? If you failed to pass at a village school, then how do you expect to have passed at private or suburban schools? Things are a lot more difficult there, my friend. Stop blaming others for your failures. You had the chance. You just didn't focus. Amal's grades weren't handed to her on a silver platter. I live in the city and I know that she spent many sleepless nights studying. She's a hard worker that won. She's disciplined too.
It's not my fault. The school failed me. Life failed me.
Maybe it's time to look within and take responsibility for your choices.
Easy for you to say. I didn't have the perfect life like Amal.
Blaming others won't change your situation. You need to change your ways.
It's just bad luck. If things were different, I'd be successful.
Luck has nothing to do with it. What about all the guys you date for money?
I do what I need to survive. It's not like I have other options. It's not like I have a choice.
You always have a choice. There are many people who faced similar circumstances, but they made different choices, better choices. You're opening yourself to negative influences and spirits with that lifestyle.
I don't believe in that. My problems are because of others.
It's a warning, Zamani. Take responsibility before it's too late. Blaming won't lead to success. We make our own choices in life. It's not about our parents or circumstances. It's about what we do with our lives. Seek the Lord's guidance. With determination and hard work, you can make it, regardless of your past. Also, choose your friends and the people you listen to wisely. Some advice is toxic. Look at the person giving advice. Do you want to be like them? If not, then don't consult them, and learn to ignore their advice.
I know what I will do to try and usurp Aunt Zodwa's wealth. I'll play the loving relative and take what's rightfully mine.
It sounds like a destructive path. Why not work on yourself?
You know, looking back at my life, I can't help but see the trail of failures in my schooling years.
It's never too late to turn things around, Zamani. There are always opportunities to learn new skills.
Skills? What skills do I have? I spent all my time chasing after fleeting pleasures and dating guys who added no value to my life.
Well, it's never too late to start learning and developing yourself. Maybe you can find a passion or a skill that resonates with you.
Passion, skill. What good is that when bills are piling up and success seems like a distant dream? I've seen other women in the village take a different route.
What do you mean?
They found successful men and secured their future by getting pregnant. Maybe I should consider that route too.
Zamani, that's not a sustainable or ethical solution. You should focus on building a life for yourself, not relying on others.
What other choice do I have? I can't keep living like this. If I don't make a move, life will pass me by.
There's always a way to change your path. Let's explore options that help you stand on your own, with dignity and self-respect.
No, I have made up my mind and I know whom to target. Just wait and see.
Zamani, you've been distant lately. What's going on?
Owen, I've been carrying a heavy burden. My wealthy father abandoned me because of his wife, and I was left to struggle with my grandparents.
I had no idea, Zamani. I'm so sorry.
It's been tough. but being with you has brought so much solace. You're my refuge, Owen.
I'm here for you, Zamini. Always.
There's something else, Owen. I never told you, but I found out I'm pregnant.
Pregnant? How? I mean, well.
I never wanted to burden you, but with my difficult past, this pregnancy feels like a blessing. I want our child to have the stability I never had. I will use this pregnancy to force him to marry me.
Zamini, we should get married. I want to provide for you and our child.
Owen, that's all I ever wanted.
I hardly know Zamini. I hope I'm not rushing to marry her. All I know is that I feel sorry for her, and I don't want my child to be brought up by another man or for him to face the same kind of hardships that Zamini faced growing up. Also, I will only marry Zamini traditionally. In our country, this kind of marriage is not legally binding and it's easy to break. I need to be sure of what I am getting myself into before I marry her in a court of law.
Several months later, after their traditional wedding ceremony. As the ceremony proceeds, Zamani's manipulative tactics unfold. Little does Owen know, he's fallen victim to a carefully crafted scheme.
Have you heard the news? I'm now married to the wealthiest man in the village, a successful businessman with an SUV.
Really? That's incredible. Zamini, how did it happen?
It turns out, my great-grandfather Beckers's wealth finally found its way to me through my new husband, Owen.
You're so lucky, Zamini. What's it like being married to a businessman?
Oh, it's amazing. Owen owns the only large grocery store in the village, and he pampers me with all these beautiful clothes, money, and wigs.
Meanwhile, in Owen's grocery store,
Zamini seems happy, and I'm doing my best to provide for her.
in the village, word spreads about Owen's generosity.
Did you hear what Owen got for your cousin Zamini? I need to get me a man like that.
I heard Owen is generous. Maybe I can get his attention and secure some of those gifts for myself.
Days later, other women start approaching Owen.
Owen, I've been a loyal customer. Maybe we could, spend some time together.
Well, I suppose we could talk.
Back at home, Zamani remains oblivious to the brewing challenges.
I've hit the jackpot with Owen. No one else in the village has what I have.
Little does Zamani know that her manipulative tactics have unintentionally opened the door for other women to pursue Owen's attention and affections, each hoping to enjoy the same privileges she brags about. The dynamics in the village are about to change.
Zamini, I never thought I'd see the day I'd question our marriage. What's going on? Are you seeing other men?
Owen, how could you even think that? I'm devoted to you.
On the contrary, Zamani's lack of faithfulness to a single boyfriend during her single days, coupled with her habit of simultaneously dating multiple men, meant that marriage didn't curb her desires. Instead, it amplified her weaknesses. Mistaking affairs with various men as a testament to her beauty, she, in a twisted manner, believed these men loved her. Owen proved insufficient, prompting Zamani to continue clandestine relationships with other men, even bringing them to her marital home. Influenced by malevolent spirits, she engaged in shameful acts with different men, showing a willingness to participate in profane deeds with just about anyone.
People have seen you with other men here at our home, Zamini. Don't lie to me.
They're lying. Jealousy has consumed them. I can't believe you'd listen to baseless rumors.
Meanwhile, in the village,
Owen's business is falling apart. Have you heard about Zamini's affairs? It's not just her. Owen's been seeing other women too. It's like a cycle of betrayal.
Zamini, I can't ignore the evidence. There are witnesses, photos even. What's happening?
Owen, you know how people talk. They envy our happiness. This is an attempt to ruin us.
I want to believe you, Zamini, but the evidence is overwhelming. And what about your malevolent spirits of lust, anger and so forth? What have you been doing about them?
Malevolent spirits. I have no idea what you're talking about. This is a conspiracy against us.
I've been foolish, Zamini. But two can play this game.
What do you mean, Owen?
Just watch and see how this plays out.
In the village, the cycle of betrayal continues.
Owen's not innocent either. He's been dating several women. His business is falling apart because of it.
It's a mess. They're both tangled in a web of lies and deceit.
The once envied couple now faces the consequences of their own actions, entangled in a web of infidelity and betrayal that threatens to destroy not only their marriage, but also their reputations in the village. To be continued.